Good morning, everybody. My name is Kevin, and welcome to Kev's Vibe of the Day. I'm going to get right into today's card because it's just a delightful one. Um, I, as usual, sat with my meditation, got quiet, prepared myself to, speak with the spirit realms, and I am delighted that from Angels and Ancestors Oracle deck by Kyle Gray with the lovely images by Lily Moses, I pulled Father Sky, um, which I consider to be a very deep devotional card. And it has several messages and meanings to it. You can see, obviously, the great Father of Knowledge, which in most religious symbols and contexts are considered Father God. It's the energy that folks call to in prayer. Thank you, God, for this, and Father God for that. But also know it is represented by the masculine energy of all that is created. Mother Earth represents the spiritual energy of all that's created. And so, for example, to put it in perspective, the Mother Earth would be like Mother Mary. Um, Father Sky would be basically Father God. So the message that goes with it, and you're seeing a thunderstorm, which is creation, and then a wise eagle, which is the animal symbol of Scorpios, to be able to see things from a higher perspective. Well, I do my best to try to land these messages in a way that the physical world we live in, the day to day, Monday through Fridays, Saturdays, Sundays, whatever, um, understands it. For most of my adult life, especially, as the spiritual practice and my own connection to it, the layers of physical labels fell away. And what was oftentimes very challenging for me to make sense of was the physical world with linear structure, that is, seeing things one thing after another, and then the spiritual elements of a free flow, an in and an out, an ebb and a flow, a masculine and a feminine, an up and a down, where there are the boundaries of these labels and these structures were gone, don't really exist. It's very challenging to say what these messages mean. And many times, the egoic way of working with the physical can sometimes go into more or less a somewhat manipulative way. So, this is where creativity gets a bit wumpy. So, I'm always very clear about messages I bring into the physical world, which is where we are, the vessel, which is who I am, the channel, which is what I believe I am. And to me, a channel is a bridge, it is a connection, it is a power flow. And for those who step into the light and say, I'm choosing to bring this to folks so they can have a better understanding of things that are occurring, maybe occurring, offering a new and different perspective to what they may be feeling in the physical world. It is specifically for the highest good of all, this or something better, for you to consider and look at. And I want to be clear, because I was asked to be from Spirit, that there are many, 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 many light workers who are listening to the call and stepping forward into lightness, brightness, joy, peace, harmony, which is really exactly how the heaven is. When we leave and go, when we decide our purpose is done, um, that Lord's Prayer, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven, meaning that the gifts and the blessings and the benefits that come from your belief system that heaven is this incredible place can actually be experienced here in the physical plane. The challenge with it is that we also experience what those folks would consider hell on earth. The deep, deep challenges, the deep, deep feelings of, oh, this is just awful and I can't stand it. So you're getting it that in our lifetime, in times of history, in the past, the experience that made us who we are, what we are, how we got here, the journey, all of the things that have happened are both good experiences and great experiences and amazing experiences. They're also the opposite of that, those glass half empty experiences. And all of it, every piece of it, each individual person is given that free will of choice to do something with it or to see it in a perspective. And it comes down to, and I'm getting goosebumps, so I know this is being pulled in from somewhere. It comes down from a choice, a perspective, a way of looking at things, a way of seeing things. For me, and I cannot speak for any other medium or person, I'm not really sure. I used to feel as if I had to fill into a label of certain things. You know, they'll say, well, what are you? What do you call yourself? How does it work? I've had that a lot lately. It just works. It is a bit like I don't need to know that the electricity that's coming through these lights or a computer or is coming from somewhere. I don't need to know how it works, where it comes from, who set the wires down, who put the satellites in the sky, that this satellite communicates with. I don't need to know the engineering part of physical structure, physics, that kind of stuff, to know that it works, to know that there is what it is. So before I get into our weekly message, and I really like to work with the alchemist now. His energy is just delightful. Just to say that as we move forward, and we are always moving forward, very little goes backwards. You'll hear astrologers and folks who've studied astrology talk about Mercury, the planet of communication, being a retrograded planet at some point. And there's this idea when Mercury goes retrograde that things are not going to work out right. Well, that's a perspective. That's a vibrational energy. That's something that's being emitted from all of us, and it's actually being received. And it's a little bit like the spirits are saying, oh, okay, well, they now want to experience things going weird, not working quite right. You can see it any which way you need to see it. And when the planets do retrograde, go in a slightly different direction, there's these great opportunities to have a look at any of the patterning that has been going on in the immediate cycle. If there are details of that patterning, if there are areas of that, whatever that is, plan, contract, thing that could be done in a different way, those are the times that things slow down enough to where they get looked at and they can get seen with a fine tooth comb. And there might be something that was missing. So even if the time space reality that we live in physical world gets a little bit delayed as it is now, it's quite astonishing that things are so delayed, so slowed down. Case in point, deliveries. Used to be that you ordered something, went online, placed the order, and Friday, and then now you're getting all these updates saying no Saturday, no Sunday. And it's so familiar. And then there's this blame, this fault. Can't do this, can't do that, because the structure, the physical structure that man had created, that said we've got all this artificial intelligence, automation that is speeding up. We still need the physical labor of a person to put certain things into place. We're not at the point, and I'm being very careful to say yet, because I can kind of feel like it's coming. I got this notion the other day, I'm pushing off to the side a bit. Fast food restaurants that claim they can't get help. Sometimes they have to close to give the help they do have a break. I've heard that. There's an awful lot of false narratives out there. So when I hear something, if it doesn't necessarily immediately affect me or someone I love and care about and what I'm doing on a daily basis, I don't know what I'm supposed to do with it. That's how I look at it. But I got this little notion that, well, okay, it's just a matter of time where the drive-through person is not really a real person. We've already got to the point where we pick up the phone and we call out a name. I can't do it because my phone will start reacting. And all of a sudden we're given information that we want. That 10 years ago, that wasn't happening. So you see my point. You push a button or you drive up to a screen. There's nobody there in that screen. And somebody says, would you like to try this, that, and the other thing today on our menu? That's not a real person. That's been programmed in. And then you say what you want. And the person pops back and says, okay, that'll be so and such at the first window. And off you go. Well, what if the first window happened to be a drawer? What if when you went up to this thing, you've got an app on your phone and it gives you a barcode, you push the barcode up to the thing, and the next thing you know is taking your money, telling you to go to whatever window, and you get to this window and it pops up and the drawer pops out and here's your food. You haven't seen a person. And then what if we go inside, and I'm going off on a tangent, and there are all these basically robots making the food. How imagine if this is what is the future? Because let's face it, if you go to a car plant, you've still got people, moving part people, but they're all on a conveyor belt. And at different parts, there's these arms that come that do the heavy lifting for the people. It is interesting, an interesting time. And if you look at it from an observation standpoint, wow, okay. You could look at it in two ways. The human beings are being replaced. No, not so much. We have freedom now. We don't need to be doing all this manual stuff. We've got to the point in our scientific creativity where we can create machines to do the things we don't do. That means our grandparents, great-grandparents, that got sent down under the ground in mines to bring out coal, went off to war. They're not doing that anymore. So the ancestral patterning that we're in, that we're on, are all designed to make this world a better place. Let me read from our Melody Beatty book of the day, and then we'll bring into a chat from The Alchemist, I think. Where are we? The 5th of September, May. I like this one. The path is the one of joy. I attended a church service at the Santuario de Shamaya in New Mexico. The church and its sacred healing ground had touched and healed me before. Today, I came looking not for a miracle, but just a touch of its power, its healing power, to help me on my way. Instead, I found another miracle, a miracle of joy. When I entered the church, I noticed how glum and somber I became. I noticed how seriously, almost sadly, I approached much of my spiritual growth. I believed the spirituality required this kind of mood. If I was doing it properly, if I was demonstrating what a grim affair was. After the service, I stopped at the church's gift shop and purchased some mementos to bring the energy of this holy place home with me. Items to remind me of the spiritual powers available to us in everyday life, no matter where we are. I also visited another gift shop near the church where I bought a string of chili peppers called holy chilies. Then I brought all my gifts back to the priest to bless them. A wooden cross for the wall, a rosary for my daughter, one that glows in the dark so she'll know God is there, a small bag of sacred earth from the church's grounds to remind me of the healing powers of this universe, a small jar of holy water to remind me that all of the journey is sacred, and a string of holy chilies to help me remember to smile. The path does not have to be such a grim affair. Let go of the heaviness in your heart and soul. Sometimes the best way to demonstrate your faith is by learning to enjoy your life. Well, I should change that to not sometimes, but all the time. The best way to demonstrate your faith is by learning to enjoy your life. The more I dig deeper into my own spiritual practice, the more I understand that, the more I'm aware of the contrast of that heaviness, sadness, challenges and difficulties. And the more I am then saying, well, does it need to be like that? And why? And those are the questions that very quickly, without really putting much effort into it, come when I'm sitting shuffling the cards and putting my intention that whatever message comes from these tools that I'm using will be for the benefit of everybody that wants to listen to it. Wants to listen to it, not is told to listen to it, wishes to listen to it. All right, my friends, it is time to meditate and for our friend, the alchemist, to come and speak. Well, he's right up over here, and then he'll whoosh come right on in. Like, I like the way that feels. All right, eyes down, eyes closed, and you can choose to get into your breath. What I want you to do, if you want to receive this message, is feel the light that comes in this part of you, and then imagine that this beautiful light you can see it as a candle, you can see it as a lantern, you can see it as anything you want, but just imagine there's this glow, which there is. It's not that it's there. If you see it and you feel it, it's there. And at any given moment, it can change the color you want it to be. So, for example, if you're looking for it to be the transformation effects of Archangel Metatron, that color, that shade is magenta. If you're looking for the beautiful color of protection from Archangel Michael, that beautiful color is gorgeous color of like blue. I see it as a cobalt blue. I've been told that folks can see it as turquoise. Others have said that they've seen it as a gorgeous sky blue color. Your eyes and your, let me shut down these notifications. Your eyes and your mind are going to see color until tomorrow. Yeah, bye bye. I don't need to know who's letting down. Sorry. Oh, um, anyway, start with a big breath in and see that color expanding out. As you let go, relax deeper into your sense of being where you are in the room, in the building, wherever that is. Now bring your mind and your attention to the plates of your feet, the flat parts of your feet on the floor. Inhale. As you exhale, send anything that you are wanting to release down into your feet and down into the floor. And follow your breath in and out, count of 4 in and the count of 4 out. Breathe in 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Hello, hello, my lovely friends. It is delightful for me to come, sit with you, and bring you messages. Most of the messages that are coming, that are delivered by Kevin, are coming through us. We are in and around his field almost constantly these days, as he has requested. And this is my message to you. Your guardian angel, who has been with you for the whole time that you were created, is with you constantly. There are ways that they connect with you at times of particular struggle, the times that you ask for hope, the times that you ask for signs, the times that you ask for visions, the times that you ask to be shown. What I would like to tell you is that just as challenging as it is for you to see and feel, well, not so much feel, you feel your guardian angel long before you're able to see what they look like. You see, in your world, you're given the eyes and the ears and the nose and the taste, these gifts, the physical gifts that get developed when you are babies, when you come, your spirit in the world that you arrive as you're born, and simply because you are a large spirit, big entity, the only way to physically get into the world is through the gestational process, the mother. And the mother is blessed, most definitely, as a bridge, channel. The person who has chosen to say, I'm going to step forward and I'm going to be a mother. I'm going to mother a great spirit that is going to come and be on this earth to do what they wish. The act of being a mother is one of huge sacrifice to the physical experience of the soul who's chosen this. It's quite an interesting concept when you look at how the mother, the female side of your spirit, the spirit that is here on earth, is able to transmute and transform into a vessel that allows another spirit, soul, that becomes a person, physical person, to come in. So now, my beautiful, lovely friends, you're so incredibly open to this information that's coming. You now understand how you are a soul that inhabits a physical body. And now you get what the lovely little Kevin was saying about how these labels, psychic and medium and channel and the dush, whatever they want to call it, is simply the vessel with which the person, the spirit of the person, steps aside and allows the physical body, with the talking and the speaking and the hearing and the reacting as we do, coming here to happen. It's not a going up and a coming down that can be part of the process. It is a whooshing in and a whooshing out. And at any given moment, ha 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 ha, here we go with this lovely analogy. When your music that you play and your feeling that you feel, and I see the roof is off the car whizzing down the highway and it's singing and it's laughing and it's filling up with joy, your hosts of angels are with you and your higher beings are dancing with you, and that lifted vibrational energy is pulling into being all that you are and all that you wish to experience. And the adrenaline and the rush and the delightful way that you feel that's coming here is exactly how you are supposed to feel it all of the time. Now, as you learn from babies that this stuff called food has to feed the physical body, not the spiritual body, that comes and goes and comes and goes and in and out and comes and goes. And when the physical body goes to sleep, they're dormant. The spirit travels, goes into dreams. We hear you, and the next day, I had this weird dream last night that this is so and so, and that is so and so, and such and such, and so and so, and this and this and this. It made no sense. And other times, you don't remember the dream at all unless you're in the dream itself. And then there are the experiences that we bring to you called déjà vu. Look at time. Experience of time, the view of time. The view of time in your physical world, you've already lived it. Because in the spiritual world, you went there. You went to where you went. In the physical world, you go there after you went there in the spiritual world. And those two energies go whoof like this, whoof like this, and whoof like this. And it's weird. Not weird. It's awakening. It's a little kiss from us on this side saying, whoosh, there you go. We'll give you a little taste of what this is like. And other little things we do, telepathy. You think of a friend and you think of a loved one and you think of someone and you think, oh, haven't heard from my friend, da 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 da. And so off goes the energy, whoosh, and the phone rings. There they are. And you say, my goodness, I was just thinking about you. How strange. No, 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 no. Not strange. Telepathy. You see, all your physical lives, you've had these gifts: hearing, seeing, smelling, tasting. And then the spiritual gifts: hearing, seeing, tasting, and smelling. Those are how you know one of your loved ones that's now in spirit is beside you, around you, and near you. The physical smell, touch, taste, feeling, idea, thought of is what you know in the physical world, and now what you experience when you're not actually feeling, tasting, smelling, touching. So the little message I come today, which is linked to the card that Kevin pulled, well, he really used us, said to us, what's the message? Source energy, Father Sky, the energy for which he is most definitely plugged into. The masculine construction of all things. The message I bring to you this morning, today, whatever time it is in your world, is let go of this idea that somehow the unknown is scary. It is not. Let go of this notion that you are experiencing something weird. You're not. If you wish to have these experiences or understand the spiritual ways, spiritual being you, non-physical, you outside of your body, the manifestation of your life and your journey and your purpose, then sit back and relax. It is time for all of you who are listening, who are hearing, who are wishing to experience. It is time for all of you to let go. All that is about to occur in your world. The leaving of spirits from their physical bodies is going to happen. And there will be these feelings on the physical realm that are associated with it. As the spirits release from the limitations of a physical body, they are liberated to then realize, oh, my goodness, I had no idea, because they didn't. Now what do I, oh my God, and then there's this big surprise. It's lovely, it's quite delightful, it's not shocking. It isn't terrible, horrible, awful. Sometimes the challenge of wriggling out of a physical body is the most difficult part. Those of you who have experienced loved ones and those you care about who you call go demented, well, part of their soul is between the two worlds. Part of their soul is dreaming wide awake. And then there's the part that they are who they are, shocked to think that they're not really short, because you see, the part that travels, the soul that travels to the different place, they're in there, they are there, they're that person. They might travel back to a time in this particular physical life that has passed in your world, in their world is still there. Reliving it, reseeing it. It's healing. It is the healing. It is the reworking. And it's been going on for centuries. Because the physical experience has not known what to do with all of it. What do we do with this thing that's happening? It's difficult, challenging. And I don't want to put a heaviness about you, just to let you understand the connection between your soul inside a physical body and your soul when it travels around the universe, doing its thing. And the Father in the sky, the big Father, says to all of us, sit back. More importantly, increase your daily spiritual practice. Polish the instrument known as your soul. Give it beautiful food, wonderful water. Replenish. Look after your health. Look after your well-being. Well-being, well-being, well-being. Make your affirmations. You can say things like, I am one with the power that put me here. I am the great power that put me here. And if you're looking for more abundance, you put your arms out wide, open your chest and your eyes, see the gorgeous sky and feel the lovely earth, and say, I am open and receptive to all of this wonderful gifts of this universe, all of this incredible abundance, all of this free air, all of this free-flowing water, all of this love from the deep, deep earth. The Father Sky says, look, which we have created for you to enjoy. And all other needs, wants, trivial nonsense goes away. And with that, my friends, I'm going to leave this message. There is always joy, love, laughter here for you. Always, always, always. Bring your hands to heart center. Reorient yourself. And this will be a good time for you to first honor everything about yourself that you know is incredibly good. The kindness of your heart, the love of your heart, the goodness of your soul, and the love in your soul. And then you make a declaration that everything that goes forward today will be for the highest good of you and the highest good of all of those you meet, touch, see, feel, open your heart up to. And then lift your thumb knuckles up between your eyebrows, and there's a word, namaste, the light, the love, the peace, the harmony, all the goodness in me, honors all the goodness in you. And then send that message, that feeling, that guidance, along with all of the archangels, angels, ascended masters and spirits into the universe as if you were a plume of good feeling. And together we bow and say, namaste. Simple as that. I am so enjoying the messages from the alchemist, who I know as Melchizedek, and the more I dig into the lineage of that, the more I understand This is most definitely for me connected to another lifetime. And I'm honored that I can, I was led to do it. And I often sit and think, well, how did it take so long? Why did it take so long? And the answer every single time, you weren't ready. You weren't ready. You weren't ready. You weren't ready. And then there has to be a lineup of when I'm ready and when the time is right, they come together. But in the meantime, I'm just enjoying the heck out of life and doing it. Listen, have a great Sunday. I love you and I love you for tuning in. And you are the greatest thing you could possibly be right now and forever. Bye.